welcome to day 2 of the Start Your Business 10-Day Challenge. I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to get to work. Congratulations for getting past day 1. And now we're in day 2. We got a lot of great things ahead. We're going to jump right into it. But I do want to commend you for taking this on. You've been wanting to start your own business, and I challenge you to do that, to help you, to encourage you. I support you in doing that you want to do. I do want to tap on the difference between a course and a challenge. A challenge is something that you are doing. It's not something that you're just inputting information. You're doing. If I challenge you to do 50 push-ups and you do only 25, you have not completed the challenge. But it's good that you actually took effort. But to complete and successfully complete the challenge, you got to do the task as it's designed. So every day for 10 days, you have a challenge. And if you complete it, you've completed the full challenge. But every day you have a small challenge. Yesterday was to do some research. And you started the research, you looked it up. You will have a chance after the 10 days to go back and redo the 10 days. I actually even recommend doing 2 days on each, making sure you're in action. But the reason why we don't do it that way, because we want to make sure you take action every single day. That's what's important, getting in the habit of taking actions to do that. So let's get started. Before we get started, if you're watching this, which you are obviously, type in and say, I'm here, just so we can have an idea who's on, who's watching, what time you guys are watching it too. If you're coming in late, you're just starting the video now, type in I'm here. We will be able to see the time and the date, and that'll give you a better idea on how to serve you better and how to help this community better. So type in I'm here in the comments, make your presence known. Comment if you have questions, comment as things go on, and I promise you we will respond to you and make sure that you feel comfortable and that you are ready to go and you have the tools that you need to go. Last thing, this is for creators, not consumers. So I said that on day 1. I want to say this again now. This is not for consumers. If you are consuming this type of content, and nothing is coming out of it, then you are doing this for entertainment. And they are entertainment videos. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people love listening to people and they love all that good stuff. But this is designed for creators, someone that's creating something. You're going to start a business, you are creating a new business for yourself. Even if the business someone else is doing a similar business, it will never be identical to yours because you're not identical. You're a special person. That's just the way it is. So you are creating every time you produce something, you're creating. So I could have 1,000 people and I give them all the same ingredients to make soup. I guarantee you we're going to have different soups. Even if you have the same ingredients, everybody has a different way of doing it and they're going to make something different. So whatever you produce, your company is going to be unique and there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually good. You got to create something special and unique. So let's continue. We're only on day 2, but you can make it and you can do it. All right, so day 2, let me start over here on this side, what we're going to do. So day 2 is about writing a business plan. I encourage you to write a business plan. Now, some people, this scares them. Business plan, oh my God, it's going to be so hard. I got to hire somebody. You don't have to do all that. There are simple business plans. There are complicated ones. You can write a business plan on a napkin just to start, okay? And then it gets more complicated. I advise you, when I was going through this process, I looked online. You can find dozens and dozens of different business plans that will help guide you. You can look at different examples and kind of see how they do it and the one that best fits your business. Because every business doesn't need all the details and all the way it's written. So you'll have samples. I suggest looking 5, 6 different samples. Try to fill in the gaps and try to see which one works best for your company and what you're doing. But you definitely need a business plan because the business plan is not really something you're necessarily going to give out to people, but it helps you get centered. It helps you focus and know what is your plan, how are you going to make it happen, and you're going to answer a lot of questions that you didn't even think about in the process of writing your business plan. So first thing, this is what I want on the business plan. So today, your task, your goal, the challenge that I'm challenging you to do is to write out a business plan. And I want you to touch on each 6 of these points. You got to touch on them. You got to think about them. Your business plan will change over time. I promise you that. What you start with is not what you're going to finish with. If you're going to change, you're going to adapt, and that is 100% okay. So, vision. What is the vision? Where are you going? What do you see for the company? What kind of company is it going to be? That's very important to ask people. What's the vision? What do you see for the future? So you start with that, and you start writing. It doesn't matter. Just start writing. Later, you'll kind of put it into a business plan. But just start writing. What's your vision for the company? What do you see? How do you see the future? What kind of company is it going to be? You can just write as much as you can. Second, mission. What is the objective of the company? What's the mission? What are you guys trying to do? How are you trying to change the world? My mission is to help people starting businesses. That's like a mission. I want to do that, and you reframe it in a way. Mission statements are different than a mission. A mission statement is like a beautiful thing that just put it all together into one nice, beautiful phrase. That's like, oh, nice. But in the process of doing it, don't really think about the business plan. Really think about your mission. You're going to concise it, and it's going to be smaller. But in the beginning, as you put your business plan together, just write paragraphs as you have to. What is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish in the world? And for who are you trying to accomplish it? And just write as much as you can. Number 3, write about your pricing strategy. Once you figure out what your vision is, what your mission is, what you're trying to do, of course you already have to have what your product is. Think about how you're going to price it. This is why day 1 is important, because you had an opportunity to look at your competitors, look at what do your research, look what they're charging. You had an opportunity to do all of that. So now you got to think, okay, am I going to charge the same? Am I going to charge more? What am I offering that's different? Who am I offering it to? Can they afford it? There's all these things that you have to put into account when you're thinking about pricing strategy. But that needs to be in your business plan. You have to have an idea how much you're going to charge. Why? Because you have to know how much it's costing you, and you'll do that later. And on the later days, we'll add that up to see if your business plan even makes sense. If you have a business plan, you want to sell the product super cheap, but it's costing you a lot of money to make it, that's not going to work. So this process is going to help you really determine a lot of questions about your business. Do not get discouraged. A lot of people get halfway. It's too much work. It feels like school. They get discouraged and they stop and they don't work on their business. Or they make the mistake of skipping this part and just working on their business. And then they start making some sales, and then the money doesn't add up because they didn't do this part. So it's important that you figure out the pricing strategy, super, super important, so that you can have an idea. It might take time. It might take more than a day. It took me a week to come up with a good business plan. But I was working a little bit on it every day. I went back to it, and it's fun. If you love what you do, if you love your business, it's going to be fun. You're going to be excited. So the fourth thing I want you to touch on, your marketing and advertising. How are you going to market this product? Who are you going to market to? Advertising. Are you going to pay for ads? Are you going to just do word of mouth? How are you going to start? Put all of that into the business plan as well, because you have to have an idea. Just because you have a great product doesn't mean people are going to buy it. People have to know about it. And just because people have to know about it, there's got to be a marketing strategy and a plan that's going to make it just boom. It's going to make it exciting. All right, advertise, you got to know that. Now, your objectives. What are your marks? Okay, by 1 year, I need to have this much, or by 2 months. Some people try to be profitable in 9 months. Some people try to be, technically, most companies, it takes 2 years, 2.5 to 3 years to break even if you're really investing into it. But there's smaller, I don't know what your company is, but some people think I'm going to make a profit in the first month. That's not necessarily true. The bigger the profit is, the bigger your company is, you're going to make, it's going to take longer to break even because you have to invest a lot into it. Of course, that depends what your business is and how you're doing it, how much you're paying for ads, how much you're paying for stuff. But you understand there is going to be an investment up front, and you're not going to always break even. If you can make a profit in the first 90 days, you're doing very well. And I say keep doing that as much as you can. But have your objectives. Are you trying to hire anybody? What's your objectives, and what are the dates? What are the benchmarks? Try to put all that in your head. I promise you again, it will change. You're not going to, everything you put in the beginning, so don't think it's got to be perfect. And because you don't have the answers, you don't continue. And that's what stops a lot of people. They don't know the answers. They're like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to start. I don't know how I'm going to hire somebody. And then they don't do it. No, just do it. Go ahead and do it. You'll be able to adapt later. But do the best that you can. Say, this is what I want to happen. This is what I'm going to shoot for. But down the road, you might realize that's not what you want to shoot for, or that it's really unrealistic. Always, when I look back at my business plans a year later, or even 6 months later, it's really unrealistic. Either I underestimated or I overestimated. And most people do that. They always overestimate what they can do in a short time, and they underestimate what they can do in the long run. So don't worry about that part. Just go and work, keep writing, putting things together with day one. And today, you should have a clear knowledge of what you're doing, what should happen. Okay, lastly, action plans. All of this means nothing without the action plans. How are you going to do? How are you going to sell it? What actions are you going to take, and by when? It's important that you have your word. You have a character to keep your word. To say, okay, I'm going to do this. By when? How am I going to do it? All this should be in your business plan. At the end of your business plan, somebody should be able to look at it, read over it, and really say, okay, it looks good. But they surely might have questions for you. So I suggest send your business plan 5, 6, 7, even 10 trusted people that you know to look over it for you and give you feedback, ask you questions. Those questions will force you, don't get offended. It'll force you to go back and make it better. You always need a team of people that you trust, that you love, and that love you, and that want to see the best in you. You'll have friends that never buy a product from you, but they support different ways. They support maybe by just reading and giving you feedback. Some people love critiquing. They love giving their opinion, but they're not going to support themselves. Maybe they don't need the product. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't think it's that good. I don't know. But get their feedback, hear them, and they'll say they support you, they love you, but they just don't themselves buy it. And that's okay. Put everybody in their spots. Some people, whatever they want, however they want to contribute, be okay with that and let them contribute that way. But today's goal, your challenge for today is to write a business plan and at least start writing on it. Get as far as you can before you complete the day. And I understand once you start on it, you do something, take a picture of your notebook, send me the work in the inbox directly like we said, and then comment day 2 done. And that'll finish your day 2 and just continue working and working on it. Now, remember this. If you feel any resistance at all, which is normal because it feels like a lot of work, just remember that you will never outgrow your self-image. The resistance is based on your self-image, that you think you can't do it, that you believe this is too hard, that you believe that other people have done it, but you can't do it. Okay, so there's an internal thought process that needs to happen to eliminate that resistance if you feel resistance. Now, if you don't, you're excited, go for it. But just you do feel that you're not alone. A lot of people feel that way. Comment if you have feeling that kind of resistance. Message me directly. I'm here to support you. I'm going to do everything in my power. I'm going to say everything I know how to say, everything I can say to keep you moving forward. I've been there where you are. It's kind of scary. It feels like a lot of work. You're like, oh my God, I'm already busy. I got all the stuff I'm doing. But do this, it's worth it. Because when you're in your own company and your own business, you don't have to deal with a boss anymore. You're going to be happy. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm happy I took this step. And no matter how far you are, as long as you are further along, you're already winning the game. You're already ahead of yourself than you were yesterday. So if you're on day 2, you're ahead of yourself than you were when you were on day 1. So get into action, do the work. If you have any questions, ask below. Dream big, work hard. My name is Nzinga. I'm here to support you, and I will see you tomorrow.